HamRadioConcepts is brought to you by HamRadioPrep.com. It's never been easier to learn about ham radio before you take the exam. And Ham Radio Prep makes it fun and guarantees your success. Visit HamRadioPrep.com. Use the code ERIC20 to instantly save 20% off every course you buy. Remember the name, HamRadioPrep.com.
Hello everyone, welcome to Orlando Hamcation 2023. In the last couple of years, I tried to get a time with Chuck at ABR Industries. They're always got a lot of people here. They always got new stuff to talk about, and I just could not get the time. So, hello Chuck, this is Chuck K9 CFA.
How you doing?
And I want to show you guys something because at work, at home, I've ordered cables from them. They've built custom cables. There comes a time when you need to spend money on quality, American-made coax, and instead of putting adapters everywhere and stuff, get the right piece made for the right application. So I'm going to talk with Chuck here for a second, and we're going to show you a few things because I already see one thing I got my eye on that I could have used last week, and one thing that I ordered that they brought to the show for me to pick up. So let's take a look at this. All right, so ABR Industries makes really well-crafted, American-built, and reliable cable. I'm going to talk to Chuck here, let Chuck explain, because I have several of these assemblies, and you'll notice ABR Industries by the green. When you go into Ham Radio Outlet or you order from Gigaparts, you'll know ABR just by seeing these green, and I want him to explain what these are. Chuck, tell us about some of your products here.
Sure. So some of our most popular products are probably the 400 series. The reason being is it's one of the most versatile with the multi-mode rigs that are out there today. Definitely you can do quite a bit. There's two different flavors. There's the Ultra Flex that you can see here is nice because it's a 2.5-inch bend radius. Okay. Very easy to have, bent around a corner turns, rotary applications, of course.
Oh, okay.
And then there's the other flavor, which is the solid center conductor.
Which is made for something that doesn't bend as much.
Which is made for just direct applications, using it to sticks, that type of thing.
Okay.
But what we do is we make everything fully blown, which means it's got 100% foil, 95% braid. All of our products are UV resistant, suitable for direct burial.
Wow.
Okay. Some of the added benefits that we can do is, like with our 400, it's actually oil and gas resistant. So you see a high sheen on here, but that's actually the UV inhibitor and the oil inhibitor on there, so that oil just sheens right off.
So that would be called, what we use in the LMR field, is SOOW cable.
Yes.
Okay,
exactly.
Very good, got it.
Bingo. And then it's just really easy to customize. So if it's a N female going to a PL259, or if it's any other configuration, for example, an application that you need a bulkhead connector, there's a wide variety of different connectors that can be built with this. So as we mentioned before, instead of applying a different level of adapters, going straight can always be easier and best because it's one solid fixed connection.
Right.
And you don't have to let the adapter do some of the work, especially on the heavier cables.
Right. And that's why I bought a lot of these from for my work applications. I've had you make 7/8 inch with a 7/16 DIN male on one side and an N male on the other, or an N female to an N male, or even SMA to BNC you've made for my various testing things. And that takes up from having to use adapters that can get finicky. You have some loss, and they're not as tight as having a regular connector on there, right?
Right. So there's going to that, and then what you do is you want to make it as simple as possible. So we have an online configurator, and you can then just pick the cable, and it will list all the different types of connector options that are available.
Okay.
But the nice thing from us is we build everything to order. So let's say you don't need a 100-footer and you need an 85-foot section, or you need an 83, or you need a matching stub. We can build all that for you, and it's very easy for us to do. Typically just takes a couple of days. Everything is QC'd and tested and goes right out the door.
And with the QC and tested, remind me and tell me the green. What does the green represent?
So the green was an easy way for us to do the markers. couple different ways we can put the lock code on there, date code on there, tell you which type of connector's on there. But also as a hidden benefit for a lot of the hams, we can put your name and call sign on there, so that way at field day you get all your expensive cables back.
Exactly.
And that's probably a very cheap investment.
Right, so. And also, I saw online that that's your final thing that you put on these cables, correct?
Yes.
I mean that indicates you've tested this,
yes.
You've handmade it, it's ready to go with the lock code, and that is your seal of approval. Would you agree?
That's exactly it.
Okay, so excellent.
So
aside from the technical data, which if you guys want to look, you can take a snapshot, pause the video right here, okay, and we'll move on down the table here. Now, this is, I already see what I ordered, and I haven't even asked you about it, so we'll wait on that. What are these here? Give me.
So this is 213 is still kind of a mainstay staple. We actually sell a lot of the products to the government. But if you have a type of antenna that's going to require the ring terminals at the base, there's several manufacturers that still have that out there, Mosley and a few others. We can do different types of terminal assemblies. We can do them with the Y-splits or the strain reliefs. We can do them with the PL259. We could put it with the female SO239 or an end connector if it's for like a 2-meter application. And in a lot of cases, some of these antennas, if it's a manufacturer that's no longer in the market, we can still build different cable assemblies to connect to that.
This looks like something we would use on a commercial open dipole comprod antenna, like to feed it with an open design is
exactly
kind of what you have like this.
Right, and then everything is crimped and soldered, and then everything else is sealed with a, so it's an adhesive line seal, so it's waterproof, moisture proof, it holds up in the outdoor application.
Right.
It's easy then to go ahead and wrap it once you've got it installed. We can also build it into coils, so some manufacturers require the legs and then certain number of wraps, usually 10 wraps in the coil. We can do all that with the machinery that we've got.
Wow.
So it's a nice automated piece, and we put a new tooling center in, so everything is pretty much automated as far as the process from cutting, coiling, crimping. The only thing we actually have the technicians do is the soldering and testing,
right,
which is an important step, but even like the heat shrinking and then the final wrapping is all done with machinery. So we use a lot of tooling there to help us. Now we still do batch testing, sweep testing, we still do the SWR testing, we still do a high pot testing, we do a lot of things with the network analyzer as well.
Right.
So don't be afraid to ask questions as to, okay, what extra testing can I do? It's not like it's expensive, it's very easy to incorporate, and in a lot of cases we do that stuff just across the board for our products to begin with. So.
Excellent. Now you guys see that, guys, this is not just someone making cable. This is an industry that requires a very sophisticated way of doing this to make this the best cable that you can get. And about the conductors or the connectors, these are all, I mean, I've told people before, buying an Amazon connector is not the same as what you're putting on here.
That's correct. So all of our connectors, we actually go through a QC process with different vendors. We pretty much buy our stuff either in Taiwan, Germany, or Japan. We do use a number of different networked manufacturers to do that for us as a private label. Sometimes we go out there and visit the different factories. One of the things that we're starting to do more of is extension network cabling.
Oh wow, look at that. Yes,
that way
so for like remote heads and stuff.
Exactly.
Look at that.
So make it real easy, just a snap extension. You can also do it for the microphone side as well. So we do those pieces. And then we also do a lot of, oops, sorry, I got the other one wrapped. Those of you that have Yaesu rotors are doing this stuff for satellite, these quick inline feeds.
I didn't know you made these.
We can even do the jumper right in there for the satellite side of the controller.
And for any, I mean, so you can put different connectors and different lengths.
And yeah, and we can do like the different Y splits and stuff like that, because the satellite controller has an azimuth and elevation.
Right.
So you need two different lines. We can do it as a direct feed, or we can do it where you can unsnap it and do it for like lightning or safety protection, or if you're doing some of the stuff even mobile nowadays.
Yeah.
Some of the mobile satellite big boys.
Microwave rovers and everybody. Yeah.
Exactly. So definitely.
More than just cable, guys. I mean,
more
this
than
is
just the standard, Coax products and stuff like that.
Okay.
Very, very easy to do this stuff. So, and it's not hard.
Yep.
Everybody feels customized is a long time or expensive. I can't reiterate enough. turnaround time is 1 to 2 days, and it's nothing unique as far as pricing goes.
Right, and I can tell you that the stuff I've had, I've been lazy, and I've laid stuff out there on my Chameleon end pass antenna, and ran cables out, and they sat out there. They've been rained on for months, sun, and I could tell that your cable, I guess now it's an SOOW cable, is outdoor rated. That's why it hasn't flaked apart. I've had other manufacturers where right here it peels off, cracks off, and you can see the shielding and stuff. So there is a really good reason to buy quality coax. So down here now, tell me about this, because guys, this is what I ordered. I haven't even looked at it yet. I wanted an orange piece for when I do QRP with my 705 and my MPass or Chameleon antennas, and he said, hey, we got new colored mesh here, and I said, I want orange at 50 feet, and I want the ferret sausage on here. So tell me about this.
So yeah, this is a new product category. We're doing a multitude of different types of cables. We started with this smaller size, which is the 240, which is the 8X replacement size. Still get the double shielded product. You still get the nice stranded center conductor. But by being able to put the sheath on there, two things happen. One, you can see it, or people can see it, so hopefully they're not stepping on your coax, or you can move stuff around. And the other thing is it adds a little bit of extra protection, so some areas where it's rocky or there's other stuff going on there, this sheath will take the brunt of anything, as you're pulling it up, taking it down and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It definitely offers a lot of flexibility as far as the installation side. Using ferrites and getting 30 to 40 dB of isolation is very important, especially FT8, CW, single sideband. Every little bit helps, especially trying to get to a noise floor.
And don't you guys make the cables that come with the Chameleon antennas?
We do make those products as well, yes.
That's the Chameleon's smart for doing that, because they're picking quality coax here.
So, but the nice thing is, it's not a snap-on type of ferret, and the reason being is the snap-on are good, but what's better is the ones that fit directly onto the coax. So before we put the connector ends on there, we can slide them on. We do also Series 31, so that's 1 megahertz to 300 meg. We also do the 43s and the 63s. So we have stock products going all the way up to 1 gigahertz.
Wow.
So if you need something special and you're realistically doing something even in the 2 meter 440 or 1296, we have products that if you're getting some noise or need some help with the cable, we can definitely help.
And what would this be rated for, the highest frequency?
This one is typically rated for up to 450 meg.
So yeah, I could use that for everything on my 705,
You can just use it for everything across the board.
So you guys will see this. I had them when I custom, because they make it all, and I said, well, don't ship it. I'm going to see you guys at the show, and I said I'll pick up my order there. So there it is. That's coming home with me. You guys will see that if you're interested. I'll put all the links I can in the description. When you see that laying out at field day, you're like, hey, how's yours orange? That's it. They made it for me per my spec, and I can see you can do other colors here, right?
So we do. Some of the starting ones was the orange, the yellow, and the blue. Now people say, well, I understand these two are pretty noticeable, but why blue? For sandy applications, when somebody's out there on the beach, this is such a high contrast to the sand itself, so that somebody can see it in the sandy application.
Right. And you know what I can tell you is out in the RV section, because I have an RV this year, and I can tell you everybody's water line looks the same. Yep. Now, had I wanted to run an antenna out there, HF cable, having something like this, if I did have that at the time, would make it way easier to identify, because you got 5 or 6 people out there that may be operating HF on the RV section out in the Hamcation. Having your own colored and identified cable would make it a lot easier, like at field day or wherever.
Right.
So I think that's pretty cool.
Now one other added bonus, and we just released it this last month and a half, is for the soda backpack guys. We do a 316, so we make it as light as possible.
Wow.
We can do BNCs, we can do PLs, SOs, you name it still. Put the ferrites on there.
Look at the little tiny
and
ferrite.
just make it,
look at that.
Just put the ferrite assemblies right in there, and away you go. These are being stocked by the dealers too, so, but 15, 25, 30 feet, we can, definitely not too lossy, and realistically, because weight is such a key issue.
Yeah, when they're climbing mountains and stuff like that, they wouldn't want to take this. I got that ordered for home. I don't really go like Mike and them on YouTube that do all the soda and POTA stuff, but I see what you're saying. That's pretty cool.
So that's another option for that.
Okay.
And then
now these, I got to ask about these. I just did my Tar Heel again with a new Diamond K400 mount, and I put it in my work vehicle. And I'm on HF all the time mobile, but I did not know you made these. because if you've ever seen my previous video when I had an old Transit 250, I used copper flashing that I got from a job that they threw away, and I cut it and I screwed it, and that went only so many times with that door opening before it busted. This right here would be, the reason I needed that was because on HF you got to bond the door to the body better to get that tar heel to tune. Something like this I didn't know you had would have been a much better solution than what I did. Tell me about these.
So we do 2 different flavors of the braid. We do the 1-inch braid, which you see here, and to be honest with you, it's extremely popular, especially with the vehicles.
That just looks cool how that's made. Look at that.
Surface area is extremely important when it comes to that. So a lot of the different things to help out with the mobile mounts, different types of grounding applications, and essentially it's just equal to 7-gauge copper. So it's just as good as, to be honest with you, the copper that you drive off of this from the stake for running into your home.
Right.
So by that, we also do a 1/2-inch product because sometimes this can be a little bit big, especially for some of the smaller radios out there. So 1/2-inch and like a little strip going into a central point where you can connect and then put all of your feeder into there for grounding is another type of product. And these are just the standards. We also do 2-inch, 3-inch, 4-inch wide products as well. So whatever types of needs there are, we can certainly provide. We can do green products. We do tower type grounding cabling as well. So we're kind of offering more and more of that product. That'll be one of the new features we'll be talking about into this year as well, because we're going to start opening up other connectors and stuff.
Right. Lastly, what's this here? Is this like a little mini just to add a ferrite?
So this is just a lot of people say, where do I start? What do I need to worry about with ferrites? So ferrites, as far as isolation, is important, but sometimes you don't have to put all 7 in there to be effective.
Right.
Even running 3 of them can be more than enough to take care of a lot of the mutual problems out there. So these are just simple little adds. This one just shows off kind of the common design, and we offer them in different flavors too. So when I'll show you the board here in a second, we can also do it in the Teflon products. So for high-powered applications, you don't have to go to such a big, beefy coax if you can't fit it in your system. You can certainly go ahead and use between the PVC and Teflon items.
Right.
So this just shows off a couple of different opportunities there. And one last question that we do wind up getting enough of is, I really want a PL259 that's a solder type, or I like the solder crimp. We will build it however you want. And it's all available online too.
So if they want it crimped and not soldered, you can make...
You want it crimped and soldered center, or you want it soldered and soldered braid, you can go right online, pick whichever configuration that suits you best, and we are more than happy to build it. You still get the same quality, testing. It's all nice silver-plated products, PTFE. So we're one-stop shop.
That's it. The one-stop ultimate custom shop is what it seems like. I mean, I'm trying to think in my head what I could come up with as a custom idea to stump you, and I don't think there is one. I think you can do anything you want me to do.
Yes.
So, now, what's up with the board here? See,
on the board,
these are, for those who don't know, these are, when I had them buy the connectors, like, see, I had them do something like this, not with this type coax, but an N for work purposes, N to a 7/16 DIN, and then I had them do like a SMA to, that's a TNC. I had an SMA to a BNC. They do all of it, and I ordered specific lengths for work because certain lengths would react at the frequencies I was testing, and I had to add 5 feet or subtract 5 feet in order for my test gear to give me the right answer. But go ahead on the board. You were going to talk about something?
Yeah, so I was just going back to some of the different flavors and varieties and stuff like that. A couple of other products we're offering. A number of guys need the QMA connectors for some of the different brands.
QMA, what's that?
For the Motorola Snap Type, the QMA.
Oh, isn't it a new one?
That's a new one.
Yes, I haven't played with that at all.
That's commercial still, but a lot of the guys get the commercial packs, or they're involved police, fire, and they say, well, I love it, but can I do this?
Right.
We can do the QMAs. We can do the mini UHFs. There's a couple new radios that are doing those on there as well.
Right.
We can also do reverse polarity connectors. So if you're either in Wi-Fi or RFID side of your business, we can do that too. So it really just...
So what can't you do, Chuck? We got to know, what can't you do?
At this point, I can't do magic tricks. I can guarantee that one. I will fumble around. The cards will be all over the table.
Probably not much with chainsaws.
So definitely not chainsaws and juggling as well. So But yeah, we can definitely just expand for whatever the horizons and the needs that are out
Yeah,
there.
I'm pretty sure if something else comes out new, you will have an answer for it. And Chuck, it's been a pleasure talking with you. You do great on camera, man. This is about the third time that I've tried to get with you guys, and you guys have always been busy. There's always somebody here at the table buying stuff. I thank you very much, Chuck. And
Thank you.
And I'm taking my cable here. This is mine, and that is pretty cool. You see that, Scott? You're going to see that on my Chameleon when I'm portable. I wanted orange for HamRadioConcepts, and they made it.
Yes,
so
nice.
And with the ferret and everything, and the connectors I wanted to go right from my 705 right to the antenna. So there you go.
Nice.
Cool, Chuck. Thank you very much, buddy.
you again. Appreciate
and you
it.
guys have a good day. Check out ABR Industries. There's the telephone number. There's the website, abrind.com. And, 7-3, everybody.